examining.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy G Cycle Mac here today, man. And today we got a whole nother video today, man. So that video, yesterday I was supposed to post a whole nother music video reaction, right? And it got blocked. And it got a copyright strike too. So I tried everything to get this video out, but it just couldn't, you know. But it is what it is. I'm still going to keep on grinding. So bringing y'all content. That's what I'm getting ready to do, man. So today we got three scary stories. 3 scary SCPs. Oh yeah. Today we checking some SCP horror stories animated. And whoo, we in for a treat today. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
A generous man took him in his car and brought him to the nearby hospital. The doctors at the hospital managed to save his life, but Richard didn't say a single word. They found out his whereabouts from the cops. One thing is sure, that none of them knows how a renowned scientist ended up in a mental asylum. What happened to him? 3 years back, Richard was a completely healthy and happy man. After finishing his college degrees, he took a job as a junior researcher in Canada. He worked there for 2 years and did quite good for himself. He received acclamation for his notable contribution to medical science and bought himself a house in North Carolina.
Okay.
Richard stayed here during his graduation days. He joined as a lecturer in his very own university in North Carolina. Life settled for him.
So he was
Every
doing
day, he woke up,
physics,
made himself breakfast, and then drove to the university.
Or biology.
It's a 15 to 20 minute drive to the university from Richard's house. His class continued till 5 p.m. at the university, and after that, Richard worked on his research papers at the university lab. The work pressure was so much that Richard never had the time to feel lonely. One night, Richard was driving home after work. He was feeling exhausted and tired. All he wanted was to reach home and lie down on the bed.
Okay.
The road was empty.
Oh
Huge trees
no!
stood at the side of the roads.
Oh no!
The shadow.
Oh no! It's this. Oh no! You do not want to go to a dark alleyway in the. Oh hell no! I'd rather just go the other way around than going down that way. That's tough.
Of the trees combined with the dim street light made the night darker.
Oh hell
the bright
no!
headlights of Richard's car showed him the way.
Oh
Richard
no!
looked at his watch.
10:30 p.m.
Dude, I'm freaking fire at this! What? Drop it over brakes!
Okay. Alright.
He was used to driving home late at night. Richard rolled down his car windows and cool air touched his face, giving him some refreshment. He was thinking to turn on the speaker, just when his eyes went to the left side of the road.
Oh no.
Why is she walking alone?
Oh no, you better step on the pedal, bro. That's a trap, bro. 100%. If you see someone walking in the alleyway back on your left hand side or the right hand side, you rather just step on the pedal, bro. Don't even say hey, hi, or all that. Just step on the pedal, bruh. I don't got no time for that. Anybody don't got no time for that?
Nowhere at this hour of the night, Richard thought to himself. He slowed down the car and went close to her.
Oh my god.
Is everything all right? The girl didn't reply.
Oh my.
She didn't even turn back once. She just kept walking, like before. Miss? Do you need a ride?
Keep going, what are you doing?
Well, my house is 10 minutes from here. Where are you going? To my house. It's near the lake at the end of the road.
This dude gotta be the dumbest, bro.
Richard realized that this girl was going in the opposite direction of his house.
What are
But
you
after
doing?
searching
Keep
for a girl
going!
alone late at night, he said,
You standing there looking
"I
at
don't mind
her.
dropping you off, miss, if you're okay with that." The girl turned around. Her eyes were wide and bright. She had a beautiful face, but her skin looked so pale. There was a painful expression on her face, as if she forgot to smile forever. She didn't sit beside Richard. She walked to the other side of the car and sat in the back seat. Richard felt a bit insulted by her behavior,
Oh, no.
but then he thought that she might be feeling scared. Richard started his car without wasting any time.
She
He will
finna
drop
about
her and
set
then
him
head
up.
home. The girl was sitting quietly. She's just too quiet, Richard realized.
Yeah.
The girl took off her red jacket. Richard rolled up the window and turned on the car AC for comfort. It gets extremely hot in summer in North Carolina.
But why we...
"Take the left turn," the girl said in the same soft voice. Richard took the turn and kept driving ahead. He knew she would let him know once they reached near her house. After driving for 5 minutes in pin-drop silence, Richard decided to speak up.
I do not like how this
"You
going,
live with your family, miss?" he asked. "Just me and my mom." "I see.
Dang.
So, what do you do? Are you a student?" "I was," the girl replied. It was becoming tough to make conversation with this girl, because she showed no enthusiasm in talking to Richard. Hence, the awkward silence once again took place in the car. But the silence didn't stay long this time.
Oh, no.
Richard was driving on the empty road, with no one around. Suddenly, they came in front of an old cemetery,
him in the car.
and the girl's behavior changed drastically. She started to scratch the car window with her nails, while screaming violently. It was as if she was dying to get out of the car. "What's wrong? Why are you screaming like that?" "Open! Let me out! Let me out!" "What the hell?" Richard unlocked the car door. The girl almost bolted out of the car and ran inside the graveyard. Richard's heart was beating like a drum. He had no idea what just happened. Richard came out of the car. "Miss? Miss, where are you?" He called out for that girl, but she was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, no.
It felt as if she disappeared into the darkness of the night. Hopelessly,
bro.
Richard got into his car again and returned
Good
home.
job.
He was about to get out of the car
Good
when
job.
he noticed a red jacket lying on the back seat.
Oh, she
This
forgot
must be
her
the
left
girl's
jacket.
jacket. Richard
Leave
decided
it
to
there.
visit her house the next morning and return her jacket. He needs to check out on her. Richard took a shower and finished his dinner. The entire night, he couldn't help but think about that girl. Don't know why, but she seems so...
Bro, the crazy thing is, bro, she's gonna get this man killed. Now, you know the reason why she went to the graveyard. And you know what happened after that and before that. I ain't gonna say it, but you know, it already happened. I ain't gonna say it, we just gonna keep
familiar
watching.
to Richard. While thinking all of this, Richard fell asleep. When he woke up, sunlight was flooding into his bedroom. He got ready, and he decided to drop by the girl's house after work today. Richard took the red jacket and started the car engine. The same road that was appearing spooky at night is now standing like an artist's landscape. Richard finished his work after class and left for the girl's house. When Richard saw the lake at the end, he realized the girl's house is not far. The moonlight made the lake water glitter in the dark.
Oh no.
After 2 to 3 minutes, he saw a small wooden house on his left.
Oh!
The house looked quite old.
Oh, you can
With
miss me out with
hesitation,
that.
Richard rang the doorbell.
Oh,
A few
this
minutes
is...
went by,
That
no
is
response
extra
came.
bogus.
He again rang the doorbell.
Oh,
This time,
hell to the
he heard slow footsteps approaching
nah.
the door. A feeble old woman opened the main door. She seemed old, but her face looked older from sorrow and pain, just like the face of that girl from last night.
So this must be her
my name
mother
is
then.
Richard. I gave your daughter a lift last night while she was coming. I dropped her home, but she got off near the cemetery without saying why. She even forgot her jacket in my car. I hope she got home safely last night. I just came to give her jacket. If you can...
Oh,
Ma'am?
snap.
What's wrong? Is your daughter all right? This can't be my daughter's jacket. There's no way that she could ask for a lift. Why not? It's been 7 years since my daughter was found dead in that cemetery. Some
Damn!
monster gouged her eyes and cut out her heart. She died a horrible death. My poor Lydia. The woman broke down into tears, holding the main door. Richard noticed a big photograph hanging on the wall nearby. The same girl from last night was in the photograph, except she was standing in front of the science lab of North Carolina University.
What?
Oh my God. It was her. Richard stumbled back to his car. He remembered her. The car took up speed as Richard pressed the accelerator hard. Richard remembered this girl. It all happened during his college days.
What?
One night, Richard was wandering around, being all high in the graveyard. He took a challenge proving that there was no such thing as ghosts. He thought he was the only one around in the cemetery,
being brave.
but suddenly, he heard a girl screaming at the top of her lungs. He followed the screams and found 3 people torturing a girl.
No.
Richard hid behind a bush and watched those men conduct a satanic ritual at that hour. At the end of the ritual, Richard saw those men sacrificing the girl and attempting to take her life. Richard was extremely scared. He ran away that night. When the cops discovered the girl's body, Richard kept his mouth sealed, even after seeing those men who murdered her. Richard kept quiet to save himself from trouble. He behaved like a coward, and maybe this is why Lydia came to take her final revenge that night. After meeting Lydia's mother, Richard was rushing home. He was out of his mind. He couldn't believe he gave a lift to a dead girl last night. A sense of guilt mixed with fear numbed Richard's mind. He was almost near the turn when the same girl from last night his car from the bushes.
What?
There were no eyeballs in them. There was a big hole in her chest where her heart should have been.
Oh, she's a...
You could have saved me! You could have saved me! Richard screamed with seeing this vicious figure. And drove his car into a nearby tree. He hit his head, but somehow dragged himself out of that car and started to run on the road. He didn't look back. He was scared, as he thought the girl might be following him. Still, he fainted on the road that night after running for some time. It's been 3 years since. Richard hasn't spoken a single word. But today, Richard heard 2 investigators talking to a man. They were standing near his room. The man was saying, "The Foundation has named her SCP-1337, the Vanishing Hitchhiker. We're still researching about her. There's a lot more we don't know yet. But the tough part is, to find out how did she end up being like this. Should Richard tell them how? Or is it too late already?"
That might be a
Before
new
starting
one
the
to
story,
say for the
I would
least.
suggest you guys to go subscribe to the channel. It turns out that most of you guys who watch me aren't actually subscribed. So, if you like the content and want to support the channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell. It's free, and you can always change your mind later.
Okay. Alright.
Yes, sir.
SCP-087.
Yes, first thing in the morning. Chris disconnected the call and took a deep breath. "What happened now?" Martha asked. Chris finished the last layer of coffee and said in a serious voice, "A new case has come up. I gotta go investigate the matter. General's telling me that it's urgent."
Always gotta
"So,
investigate,
when are you
huh?
leaving?" Martha asked.
Okay.
Martha and Chris have been married for 4 years now. She is well aware of the word urgent when it comes from the General. Chris works with the SCP Foundation that operates dangerous creatures and contains them to save mankind. Martha knows it all, and that's why she never asks more than she should. She is well aware of these highly secretive projects. Chris smiled and said, "I'm glad I found you. Better than you." The next morning, Chris took the first flight. As soon as he reached the airport, he saw an official waiting for him near the exit gate. He knows the guy. His name is Charles. In the SCP Foundation, everyone is familiar with each other. "Welcome, sir. How was your flight?" "It was good. Tell me, Charles, how many students died in the last 4 days?" "2, sir. But we haven't managed to find their bodies because none of our people managed to reach the end of it.
Jeez.
I see. Did you seal the door? Absolutely, sir. Everyone in the university is already terrified. It should be. Chris got inside the car. Charles sat right next to him and gestured to the driver to begin.
What? I'm sorry. Why my man's on the right just looking like, why you looking like that?
Long, winding mountain roads made the journey quite pleasant, but Chris was too worried to enjoy the view. Did you interview the campus staff? No, sir. We were waiting for you only. Okay. Once we reach, this will be our first job. Yes, sir. No. There hasn't been any strike of a serial killer or abduction of any sort. The university of this area is going through a weird but intimidating danger. There have been incidents of people disappearing in the university building. So far, 2 students have disappeared, and surprisingly, both of them were last seen taking the abandoned basement stairs at the old building.
Damn.
Chris has come to investigate this mysterious staircase that people take and never return. This is so far the most unique phenomenon observed by the SCP Foundation. Students or any working person of the university are terrified to go to the old building, which is also the main building of the campus. At around 11 a.m., they reached near the
got the
university
whole
gate.
SWAT
The
team
campus
watching.
was strictly maintained by SCP personnel. As soon as Chris got down from the car, a crew member came rushing towards them.
I thought they were SWAT for me.
The university janitor, Mr. Brown, has gone missing since morning. The librarian said she saw him early morning. He said he was going to work
the principal of the whole
Charles,
campus?
You told me you sealed the door. Yes, sir. We did. Then how did another person go missing? Your carelessness has now taken one more life. Idiots! Ran towards the old building. The 2 crew members, along with Charles, followed him immediately. As they reached the door, they saw the seal was broken, and the door unlocked.
Oh, somebody
Another
got
crew
in.
member locked the door immediately, and within an hour, the entire building was sealed. Chris gathered everyone in the campus ground and said, "Everyone listen carefully. The old building is now out of reach for any...
What they need to do is leave out of that college. And then wait till the whole thing is cleared, so, you know?
No one, I repeat, no one should go near that building without my permission. From tomorrow onwards, no one should be seen in this campus. All of your classes and sessions will be conducted in the new building. Your principal, Miss Rose, will share all the class details. Your life could be in danger if you do not listen and obey my instructions. It is extremely terrifying to imagine how 2 young students and a perfectly healthy man, Mr. Brown, disappeared near the basement staircase of the old building. I would like to conduct interviews with all the people who can offer useful information. Please step forward and help us find out what exactly happened with 3 people." The students started to walk towards the new building. "Charles, take me to the principal's office," Chris said. Miss Rose was sitting in her office with a frightened face.
Jeez.
"May I come in?" "Yes, please have a seat, Mr. Smith. You can call me Chris." "Okay, Chris. You have to help me. The trustees are going mad over the student's mysterious disappearance. And now the janitor. I'm out of my mind. What the hell is going on here? If you want us to help you, you're gonna have to calm down and tell me everything you know about this staircase." Miss Rose drank water from the glass and took a deep breath and said, "What do you want to know?" "How long has this old building been in use?" Chris asked. "The old building was closed for the last 10 years. We were using the new building only. But due to the increased number of students, the trustees decided to renovate the old building and shift some classes there. It's been 3 months since we started using that building. Everything was going fine. I don't know how this all started." Miss Rose's face was filled with tension and worry. "Who uses the basement area?" Chris said.
Frightened.
Miss Rose took a pause to think, and then said,
"Listen.
Actually, no one uses
Hold on,
the basement."
listen. If I were her, I would just cancel the whole school, get the whole guards, everything, just patrol every of the whole campus, then get every student out there, wait that till they come back like 3 months after. Yeah.
In fact, no one exactly knows how the basement looks. None of us have been there since it was renovated. The door was locked for a long time. Even during the renovation, it was out of use as well. One day the elevator was out of order, so the electrician came to check it, but the guy thought the elevator setup was located in the basement, so he broke the lock on the door. But before he could enter, he'd been informed that the elevator room was at the top of the building. So he never went there, but the door was unlocked. I see, Chris replied. He looked at Charles and said, "Let's go talk to the others. Miss Rose, I will try my best, but until we discover what lurks down there, please tell people to stay out of that place. I will contact you with more information later."
They
Chris
can't go
got up and left
downstairs.
the room. There were 6 to 7 workers standing at the corridor. The crew members were talking to them. Chris was thinking to start the interview, when suddenly his eyes went to the end of the corridor. The elevator was at the end of the corridor, and a huge yellow plate was hung on it.
It's a SCP
reading
down
"Out of
there.
order." Charles, was the elevator out of order those days as well? Which day, sir? The day the 2 students went missing. Yes, I believe you're right. The elevator was out of order on both days, and today it's out of order again. Chris overheard 2 workers saying, "I'm sure they heard the child crying. That's why they followed. Hey, you, come here." A lean, average-height boy, dressed as the cleaning guy, came to Chris with a scared face.
Yeah,
"What were you saying about the child crying?"
Yeah, he says something.
The boy said a dead child haunts the basement staircase.
A dead?
Whenever the elevator is out of order, the child starts crying. People eventually take the staircase when the lift isn't working.
Oh no.
But very few people know that the basement staircase is abandoned and there's no use of it. But once you step inside to follow the child's cry, you are doomed. The more you go down, the louder the cry gets. You never reach the end, and you never come out again. Prepare the crew members. They'll be going in now. I want to know what's at the end of that staircase," Chris said. 2 crew members went inside the staircase wearing helmets. They were being tied to ropes so that the others could pull them out immediately if anything went wrong.
Yeah, you could have used instead of 2 ropes.
Video recordings.
Not
They
1
entered
rope.
the basement, and the camera started recording. "Go on. Keep going." "What is that, sir?"
Oh my.
Chris looked at the camera closely. There was something in the dark, like a face. A huge scream of a child took place right near the camera. Both of the crew members screamed, and everything went dark. When they pulled out the ropes,
oh
they found
my
the bodies of
god!
both of the crew members. It seemed half of their body was sliced by someone in there. The SCP Foundation is still trying to discover the mystery
Somebody
behind
had
the
like
staircase.
them big long claws that just go like.
They have named it SCP-087.
How did everybody gone?
But Chris received the shock of his life after restoring the footage. Here, we are sharing the same footage with you.
Oh heck
Take a
no!
look, if you dare.
Oh heck no! No. More, you better be lucky you cannot destroy that building because you put all your money to that.
Daniel, Dr.
Real
Buchanan said.
talk.
Daniel stood outside the lab with an awkward face. He just joined the Foundation as a trainee. "It won't happen next time, Dr. Buchanan." "Huh, it better not." Dr. Buchanan gave Daniel a warning stare and began his demonstration. Daniel on the second last table of the lab. Everyone was listening to Dr. Buchanan attentively, but Daniel was very distracted today. He looked outside the window. The deep woods and tall mountains make him feel too far from home. This secret foundation has chosen a real secluded spot for its research and experiments. People here are always living in high alert mode. One wrong step and death will be your end. This high-profile yet secretive foundation has managed to contain evil in its actual meaning. There were many more cases of violence and death caused by the creature residing in this very foundation. God knows what will happen if any of them sets free. No doubt, it was too much for Daniel to take in just one night. So far, he thought he was being part of a scientific research lab, but he never knew that he was unknowingly being a part of the most dangerous organization in the world, which people hardly knew about.
Damn.
I hope you started on your research paper, Daniel. I won't delay the deadline this time. Daniel looked at Dr. Buchanan and replied, yeah, I'll submit on time this time. Among every people here, Dr. Buchanan is the most difficult one to impress. Daniel has a gut feeling that this man hates him.
Why?
Daniel came out of the lab. Miranda was standing in the hallway, talking to some other colleagues. She almost rushed towards Daniel and said, "Where were you? You were supposed to meet me in the morning." Daniel had completely forgot. "Oh, I'm sorry, Miranda, I forgot. I'm a bit distracted since last night." "Why? Is everything okay? Are you alright?" Yeah, I'm fine. Just the pressure of work, I guess," Daniel said, giving a fake smile. Miranda guessed something was off with him today. She tried to cheer him up, saying, "Come on, let's go to the cafeteria. I'm extremely hungry." Both of them started to walk towards the cafeteria. Daniel was walking quietly, while Miranda kept talking. Suddenly, Daniel said in a hesitant voice, "Did you know this place holds lots of dark secrets?" "Come on, Daniel. This is a scientific research facility. Science will always have its dark secrets." Daniel replied, "No, that's not what I'm trying to say.
Oh, no.
You do know that this foundation has contained many dangerous specimens that can demolish humanity, right?"
No.
Miranda looked around and said, "Did you know that today a new specimen is going to arrive? I've heard it's so violent and dangerous. They'll be bringing it here during midnight." "What kind of specimen?" SCP-173. "What kind of specimen is that?" "You'll find everything in the database. You do know how to hack it, right?" Miranda laughed and walked into the cafeteria. "System?" Daniel thought to himself. Everyone was busy having lunch. Daniel realized that this was the ideal time. He quickly walked.
Yeah, I prefer you just quit that whole science degree or anything. Go start better or something. Oh, heck no. You tripping.
Towards the computer lab.
You rather just get out that place.
In the lab, and they were sitting at some distance. Daniel sat in front of a computer and started to hack the database. After 20 minutes, he managed to step inside the database. Everything this facility owns has a record in this database. Daniel searched SCP-173.
Oh boy.
A page opened with a bizarre image. SCP-173 looked like a huge sculpture, but with a distorted face.
If you look away,
the first
then he
paragraph about this
snaps your
specimen
neck.
read, "Item,
Oh yeah.
SCP-173 is to be kept in a locked container at all times. When
This
personnel
look like,
must enter SCP-173's container,
like
no
it seems
fewer
like the
than 3
third
may
story
enter at
looks
any
like
time, and the door is to be
it looks like the SCP security containment breach / science facility where students used to work. Yeah, I'm getting that type of vibe.
locked behind them. At all times, 2 persons must maintain direct eye contact with SCP-173.
Yeah,
until
if
all
you
personnel
don't,
have
he
vacated
snaps
and
your
relocked
neck.
the container.
Just
An
as
immediate
that.
question popped into Daniel's mind. What happens when eye contact has been broken with SCP-173? But the last paragraph answered his question immediately. It read, "Line of sight must not be broken at any time with SCP-173. Personnel assigned to enter the container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. The object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull, or by strangulation. My God, what is this Foundation up to? The entire day, Daniel kept thinking about SCP-173. He was terrified with his description, but at the same time, he was feeling curious as well. 2 days went by, and Daniel kept roaming around the facility. He knew SCP-173 is here now. The tight security of the facility is signifying that only. Dr. Buchanan came to class late that day. Everyone was submitting their research paper, just when Daniel noticed he had forgotten his file at home. He walked up to Dr. Buchanan and said, "Hey, I forgot my file at home. Can I submit it tomorrow?" You think I'm stupid, Daniel. I told you I am not going to extend the deadline this time. But I'm not asking you to extend the deadline. I've already finished it, I just forgot it at home. I'll submit it tomorrow. But Dr. Buchanan didn't listen to Daniel's words. He struck some points from Daniel's performance chart and said, "The more it will take you to submit the file, the more points you will lose, Daniel. Rules are rules." Daniel came out of the class with a furious face. Dr. Buchanan wanted to punish him for no reason. This guy is always looking for ways to make Daniel's life complicated. Anger brings vengeance, and this is what led Daniel to become someone that he is not. That evening, before leaving the facility, Daniel hacked the database one more time. He found out SCP-173 was kept in the second basement, and Dr. Buchanan is in charge of its containment.
It's payback time.
He came home, took a shower, and made his master plan. It's time to teach Buchanan a lesson. Around midnight, Daniel started from his house. He reached the facility and very carefully and silently snuck into basement 2. He stood in front of the corridor and saw 2 security guards standing outside the containment cell of SCP-173. The security room stood on his left. Another guy was sitting in the room and watching SCP-173. Daniel tiptoed inside, and before the guy could turn around,
he knocked him out.
He noticed SCP-173 moving around the cell. The creature was standing near the door and secretly waiting for a single chance to get out and set free. He called Dr. Buchanan from the security room and said, "Hurry up, doctor. You must come soon. SCP-173 is showing new signs in its behavior. The security has entered its cell and maintaining eye contact. You must hurry up now," and disconnected the call. Daniel then dressed in a lab coat and wore a protective mask to hide his face. He then walked to the security guard standing outside and said, "You can all be released now.
You're about to let him out.
We're going to run some experiments on SCP-173. The guards looked at each other in suspicion. "If you want, you can confirm by calling Dr. Buchanan yourself," Daniel said. One of the guards dialed Dr. Buchanan's number. "Hello, Dr. Buchanan. Are you coming?" Dr. Buchanan replied in an excited tone. Yes, I am almost near the facility." The guards then walked away, leaving Daniel in front of the containment cell alone. Daniel's plan worked out. All he had to do now was wait for Buchanan to arrive. After 5 minutes, Dr. Buchanan came rushing down the corridor. "Where is everyone?" he asked. Daniel replied in a serious voice. "Everyone is waiting for you inside, Doctor. Would you like to go in?" Dr. Buchanan replied, "Okay, but how many people are keeping eye contact with SCP-173? Daniel replied, 3 personnel are there already. You will be the 4th one to enter." Dr. Buchanan was so excited that he forgot to ask for ID proof or any detail of the man telling him all this. He had no idea what was waiting for him inside the door. "Come on, Doctor. Everyone is waiting for you inside," Daniel said in the same fake voice. Dr. Buchanan opened the containment cell with his
Watch
key.
when he opened the door and push him inside of there, and then he just like locks the door right behind him.
These creatures can be left unlocked without a single doubt. Dr. Buchanan opened the door and quickly stepped in. Daniel didn't waste a single second as he saw the sculpture running at Dr. Buchanan in full speed. "But you said, oh my God, where is everyone? Open the door! Open!" Dr. Buchanan didn't have to wait longer.
Dang.
He could scream only once, and then the sound of his neck being snapped took place. This door locks itself from the outside, so Daniel walked out of the facility in that disguise and slept peacefully that night. The next morning, the entire facility shook in fear. Dr. Buchanan's body was seen lying inside the containment cell through the CCTV camera. The guards reported that Dr. Buchanan came to do some experiments with his team, but it seemed like he came alone. People at the facility still can't figure out how Dr. Buchanan became so desperate to examine the SCP-173 that he entered its cell all by himself. People are calling him mad, but the security was knocked down by someone. But it seemed Dr. Buchanan entered the cell willingly. He unlocked the door and entered inside the cell. The key was in his pocket the entire time.
He done
Then
set
what
this
exactly
man up.
happened to him?
Damn. Well, that it does it. I hope I see y'all in the next video. It's your boy G Suckle Mac here today. Yeah.